Just like we had with systems of equations in Unit 7, we've got some 3 elementary row operations that we can use with these matrices. So one option we have is interchange, in other words, swap 2 rows. We kind of did that a little bit last unit. Another option is multiply a row by a constant. And I should specify by a non-zero constant, because if you multiply by 0, everything just disappears. That's just cheating. By cheating, I mean it's not helpful. And the final one, sorry, constant, there we go. And then the last one is add a multiple of a row to another. I guess I should say add or subtract a multiple of a row. So what that looks like, looking down here, letter A, it just says, take this matrix here, interchange the first and second row of the original matrix. So the notation I'm going to use is I'm just going to use kind of what we did last unit, where we just kind of like use the arrows to swap. And so our new matrix, instead of 0, 1, 3, 4 in the first row, we're going to swap that with the second row. So now our former second row is going to become our new first row. And then the first row now becomes the second row. And then finally our third row, didn't touch it, so it's still 2, negative 3, 4, 1. Now, one suggestion whenever you're doing this is always write down what operation you used. It first of all helps you keep track, and also helps me keep track if I'm looking down or looking at what you did. So write down each operation you use. So a notation like the arrows is helpful for both you and for anybody else that needs to read it. Part B, it says multiply the first row of the original of this matrix, this new one here, by 1/2. So again, we're going to multiply it by 1/2. So to take every value in that first row and multiply by 1/2. So 2 times 1/2 is 1. Negative 4 times 1/2 is negative 2. 6 times 1/2 is 3. Negative 2 times 1/2 is negative 1. We didn't touch row 2, so we're just going to rewrite that. And row 3, hey, we didn't touch that either. The last one, we're going to start combining things. It says add negative 2 times row, or the first row of the original matrix to the third row. So the way I'm going to indicate that is I'm going to say it's plus negative 2 row 1. So we don't need to write quite as much as what we did back in Unit 7, but we're just going to kind of use this shortcut method. So first row, still 1, 2, negative 4, and 3. Second row, still 0, 3, negative 2, negative 1. And now we're going to take every member of the first row, multiply it by negative 2, and add it to this third row. So we're going to take 1 multiplied by negative 2. Sorry, my air server's going slow again. We're going to take the 1 multiplied by negative 2 and add it to this 2 down here. And that's going to give us a grand total of 0. We're going to take the 2 in the second column, multiply it by negative 2, and add it to 1. So 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Add it to 1, we got negative 3. We're going to take the negative 4 in the next column, multiply by negative 2, giving us positive 8, and we're going to add it to 5. So we got the positive 8 when we multiply that by negative 2, add it to 5, giving us positive 13. And finally, in the last column, we're going to take the 3 multiplied by negative 2, giving us negative 6. So we got negative 6, adding it to the negative 2 gives us a grand total of negative 8. All right, so this looks similar to what we did with systems of equations, so we're going to try this out with systems of equations.